What's up, y'all? It's Marshall Couture, also known as Plex, and today is day number 50 something of making comics. And yes, it has been a while. Sorry about that, guys. Um, but things happen, stuff. Um, but I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna complete the 100 days. I mean, I got comics to make, so gotta do it. You know what I'm saying? So today I finished up 2 pages of rough pencils, thumbnail style pencils, and I finally got to the part where, on the Travelers comic, where I'm not doing that, top and bottom is one story and then the middle is another story, um, which I'm relieved to be done with that part because I don't know, it's kind of gets a little confusing. So now the story is kind of straightforward from here on out. It will go back and forth to different parts of the story and stuff, but at least each page is just going to be its own thing, so it makes it less complicated. Leave it to me to be super weird and ambitious on my first full comic book. And make it super difficult for me. But it is what it is. We live, we learn. And yeah, so glad to be done with that. Just finished a really cool kind of page that's kind of plays out like a splash page. There's actually 3 panels on the top, sort of, and then the bottom half is like just one thing. But like I said, it kind of plays out like a splash page. Definitely kind of goes back to the old style that like you saw in the like pre-image to image days, where people were going nuts with paneling and breaking borders and different shapes and stuff like that. I'll probably be bringing a lot of that kind of stuff into my comics. It's funny because from what I see in a lot of comics, like they kind of pushed the boundaries back then with that kind of stuff, with the formats and layouts, and then a lot of people have pulled back. And even though the stuff has gotten in some ways more dynamic, some of the paneling has gone back to kind of a more simple style, I guess. Which, I mean, there's different ways to do it. I'm not saying one way is better than the other. With paneling, it's just interesting. I mean, one of the most dynamic, energetic creators of our time, who was super imaginative and amazing, was, of course, who I always talk about, Kirby. And for the most part, in most of his career, he just had like a straight up, like, 6, 9 panel straight out, like, grid, style paneling, and his stuff is amazing and beautiful. So definitely not saying one's better than the other, but I don't know. I like to have fun with paneling because that's kind of one of those things that you can do in comics that you can't really do in other mediums. That's really visually interesting. So I like to do that. Like I like to purposefully do that kind of stuff, and try to make, like in this one. I don't really want to show you because it's kind of a reveal. But in this one, like there's like 3 panels, and they're kind of like falling, like almost like a deck of cards, and then it ends down in the bottom where you see like almost like a splash page type of reveal. And I don't know. I just thought it was a fun way to kind of symbolically show the descent of one of our main characters, who's a hero, and he's not an anti-hero really, but they're in predicaments where they have to make tough decisions. So in this point, this is like him finally saying, you know what, screw all this. I just got to do what I got to do to take care of things. And so he does. I'm not saying he's like, it's kind of a gray area. He's not necessarily like doing like killing or anything like that, but it's a gray area. So I don't know. I think I like to keep my heroes to be actual heroes, But you know, I'm not writing this for one, and for two, um, you know, it's like a gray area, so I think it's okay. You know, so anyways, that's kind of what's going on with this, and really fun, interesting. Really glad to be back on working on comics. You know, I kind of had a hiatus slash I just got burnt out with all these challenges and stuff, but I'm back on the saddle. We're gonna knock these days out, and when I'm done, we have other things planned. So making comics, and I'm also gonna be starting a new challenge. Like as you know, I'm kind of insane doing that, but this one's not so bad. I'm gonna be doing Inktober, starting in obviously October 1st, and you know, I mean, it's not such a big deal because I'm gonna be doing inking and stuff in my sketchbook anyways, so I'm not really too worried about it. But you know, it'll just be kind of a fun thing to do, to, in my opinion. So I'm gonna try to do that. I'll try to do it every day, but you know, even the website says, you know, you don't have to do it every day. You can do it like every other day or whatever. So we'll see how it goes, but. Yeah, so look forward to those kind of posts and more 100 Days of Comics. And, you know, thanks guys for watching. Hopefully you come back after it's been almost like a month since maybe 3 weeks, excuse me, since I've done my last 100 Days of Comics post. But here it is. We're here and we're back on the saddle again. And hopefully there won't be any more big breaks like that. We'll just keep rolling until we hit 100. So thanks again for watching, guys, and I will talk to you on the next time I do it. Hopefully that means tomorrow. Peace out.